Hi folks, I'm back for another video after a bit of a time away. I wanted to touch on suicide, which has come out in the public again with Chris Cornell, the awesome Chris Cornell, dying a couple of nights ago, my time. It's still under investigation, but police are reporting that it is a suicide. Chris Cornell, for those who don't know, was the lead singer of Temple of the Dog uh, and Audio Slave and Soundgarden. I grew up with his music in the 20s. I loved Audio Slave and I love Soundgarden. His voice, his lyrics always resonated with me. It felt like he was singing lyrics that he lived and he felt, and his voice conveyed that emotion so vividly. So suicide does not just hit the poor, it hits everybody. It can hit everybody. I wanted to discuss two things about suicide. One, personally, is I have had suicide thoughts during the blackest of times. The abuse that you go under through narcissistic abuse and the ramifications of it afterwards can put you in dark, deep places where you feel there's just nothing for you. Through narcissistic abuse, you are downtrodden. You're made to feel like beneath human. And the ideation of suicide becomes, for some people, a way of coping. And then there are people who have committed suicide because of narcissistic abuse. Any type of psychological abuse that is ongoing can cause suicide thoughts. So I do believe that narcissistically abused individuals can commit suicide. Just like any other type of suicide, abuse, trauma can cause somebody to take their own lives. So what I did in my case was I started seeing someone, and that was the first thing that I focused on, getting rid of those thoughts. Because you see, death is an absolute. There's no coming back from death. The problem is that depression puts you in a dark place where you want to feel the safety of death per se. You don't want to feel the pain anymore. You don't want to feel the hurt. But you leave behind a family, friends, who will suffer the loss of you. Will the narcissist miss you? No. They will in fact look at you as being weak, and yeah, to them, they will feel that however they've processed you in their mind was right. The second point I wanted to touch on was, I've been reading a few articles and some psychological studies that discusses that there are high rates of narcissists who commit suicide at a later stage of their life. It's interesting. There's a terminology called the collapsed narcissist. This is the narcissist that cannot no longer run from their real self. Their false self is fading, their supplies are drying up, and the internal demons that they have are coming to the fore. It's important to realize in this capacity that, just like I said, the narcissist is a human. They are disordered. And at some point, they will become collapsed. And some of them will commit suicide as a way out. So it's not just the victim, it's the narcissist too, but not at a greater scale or at a bigger number value. I believe that there's more victims who commit suicide because of narcissists than there are narcissists who commit suicide. But there are numbers to suggest that, yes, there are narcissists who do commit suicide because, you see, there are some narcissists who have been abused as children, and at a later stage of their life, something happens that triggers within their mind that they cannot no longer bring up their false self. You see, if they don't have any supply around them, they are plagued by the demons that come to the fore. That is why you see a narcissist will always have supply as long as they can. Through that supply, they don't need to look into themselves, because what they see within themselves is emptiness, is a painful emptiness, dysfunctionality at its core. So folks, to round this video off, if you're feeling suicidal, please call up Lifeline, call up a counselling service online, go see someone. Don't suffer in silence, don't take your life. Please don't. Alright, I'll be back soon with another video. Take care. And Vale to Chris Cornell and to those others who have taken their lives and are gone too soon. Take care.